Hello everybody, and welcome to this Excel tutorial on how to backtest. So this is going to be a fairly introductory sort of presentation just on backtesting a simple moving average crossover trading strategy. This is typically done to illustrate how a backtest works right from the start. So this is basically backtesting 101. Now, I'm sure all of you know what a simple moving average is. Today we're going to be using the 5-day SMA and the 20-day SMA for our simple moving averages. You can use Fibonacci numbers for this, the 100-day, 200-day, it doesn't really matter. This is a popular one. So just want to format this correctly. Cool. Now, what we want to do is first average our 5-day period right here. Oops. And for those of you who may not know what a backtest is, it's just seeing if a trading strategy would have worked well or not on historical data. And backtesting is done really frequently in quantitative trading. It's very essential. In fact, you just have to do it basically. So we're going to take the average of the last 20 days. And autofill this down. Okay, and we're going to have our signal here, and our signals, we're going to see if it's going to be a buy or sell signal based upon the crossover. So it's going to be two conditional statements here, if and. So if this is the 5-day is less than the 20-day here, and the 5-day is greater than the 20-day on the next day, signaling a crossover, we're going to have a buy signal. If not, not going to be blank, excuse me. If not, we're going to see if the 5-day is greater than the 20-day here, and this is going to be for the sell signal, and the 5-day is going to be less than the 20-day right here, so it's going to be the last part of our and I forgot the and, whoopsie. And what's the logic here? We're going to say sell. And that's going to be about it. And I had a typo. We're going to autofill this down. And we can check out some of our signals real quick. Looks good. Now, we also want to see the price given the signal. So what we want to say here is if the previous cell, if the string is not empty, what we're going to say is that means there's a signal in there of some sort and we have a price. It's going to be the next day because this is a lagging indicator. It takes historical data and takes the average. And then if it's false, it's going to be the previous price. So it's going to be it. And let's check it out. This checks out pretty fine to me. Let's just center this really quick. And we also want to calculate our percent, or we can calculate the change in price. So percent change, and this is going to be a fairly rudimentary backtest, so not going to be a long tutorial. So what we want to say is if we can say first off, we can just calculate the percent change by saying the new divided by the old minus 1. So we have 0 there, obviously. So we want to have this as a percentage. And I don't want that as negative 100, but it should be, we can do it right here. We can start from right here. Or it doesn't really matter in this case. It would be 0 nonetheless because there's no signal. So I want to say if the result of this is equal to 0, it's going to be empty. And if it's not, it's just going to be, I'll just F23 divided by F22 minus 1. And let's see. Okay, cool. That looks nice. And we can just delete this last one. Okay. That looks good to me. So we have our percent changes right here. Now, we can calculate some statistics really quickly. So we can say our average we can say the sum, and we can say total positive trades. I might have just spelled that wrong. And then total negative trades. And we can also keep that on a percentage basis too. So percent pos, percent neg, and we can have a ratio. And yeah, let's do that from the start. And we can also get this into the dollar amount as well. So I'm just trying to insert a new row, or a column, excuse me. And let's do that. Now let's get this into a dollar amount. So let's say dollar amount. So let's say we have 12 shares of this is Apple and data that I got from Yahoo Finance. So we're going to say equals that price there times 12. And we have that in percent. Let's have that in currency. So we have $1,304.88 in that day as our position. And we can just literally apply the same exact formula here and get this into a dollar amount. Actually, let's just, my bad, if that cell times this dollar amount, so the percent change times the dollar amount, if that is going to be an error, so if error, that, if there's an error there, what do we want as the error? Just blank cell. There we go. Let's see if this calculates it. So we lost $142.32, and that makes sense. That all makes sense. So we have it in dollar terms too. Okay, and we can just actually take this, copy it, and we'll use it as a dollar amount right here. So let's do the returns first. Average that out. So the average return out of all of them was 2.42%. Let's calculate the sum. Not bad. Total positive trades equals count. We actually, I'm not even going to bother with the percent positive or negative. We can just do count if the range, and what is the criteria? Greater than 0, 10. Let's lock that in. And let's flip it. Less than 0. So we had more positive than negative. And we can calculate this as a ratio as well. So let's do that. So we can say total positive over that plus that. So we have a ratio there, and we could also get this in a percentage basis, but I don't think that's necessary. So we could calculate the sum of all the positive trades as well. But I think you guys get the point of what you can do here. Now with the dollar amount, we can see how much we actually lost. So let's actually get this into percent terms. So we can say equals sum if with the dollar amount greater than 0. So $911 we had with all the positive trades, and equals sum if less than 0. And that checks out there. We don't need an average for this. And we can just take the sum of all these to get our how much we made in general out of all of this in a percentage on a per dollar basis. So we have $567 in total profit right there. We don't need a ratio. And in terms of the percent positive and negative trades, we can break that down to a dollar amount too. So you can see what we can do with this data right here. And I should probably label this as well. So dollar change. Okay. And there we go. So that's pretty much it. Even though that got moved over to a different column, but nonetheless, you get the point. So yeah, we can actually calculate how much profit we would have made off this strategy, given that we bought 12 shares every single time, or sold for that matter. So yeah, we can get pretty granular with this as well. We can do this on data that is minute by minute data, and it would be probably more suited for that. But this has just been an introduction to backtesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please let me know what other content you would like to see. I value your opinions, and rate, comment, and subscribe, and have a great day. Goodbye.